What if I told you that one single belief is silently destroying the retirement of millions of Americans right now? And most people don't even realize it until it's too late. That belief is simple, common, and extremely dangerous. Social Security will be enough to live on. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below what age you plan to retire, because what you're about to learn could completely change how you see your future. Now, here's the brutal truth. Social Security was never designed to replace your income. It was only meant to supplement it. Yet, millions of retirees are trying to survive on it as their main or only source of money. And that is where everything begins to fall apart. Right now, the average Social Security benefit barely covers basic living expenses in most parts of the United States. Rent, property taxes, groceries, utilities, insurance, and health care keep rising every year, while Social Security adjustments struggle to keep up with real-world inflation. That creates a painful gap between what retirees receive and what they actually need to survive with dignity. This is the first major retirement mistake. Building your entire retirement plan on a single source of income that you do not control. You don't control how much you receive. You don't control future benefit changes. You don't control how fast your living costs rise. And once you fully depend on Social Security, your financial freedom disappears. Many retirees believe they are safe because the checks keep coming. But slowly, silently, month after month, their savings begin to shrink. First, they dip into savings for groceries, then for medical bills, then for home repairs. And before they realize what's happening, the money they worked their entire lives to build is quietly draining away. Even worse, relying only on Social Security leaves no room for emergencies, a medical event, a major prescription, a family crisis, a housing repair. One single unexpected expense can destroy years of financial stability in a matter of weeks. This mistake doesn't feel dangerous at first because it doesn't explode all at once. It erodes your retirement slowly, quietly, invisibly. And this is exactly why so many retirees reach their late 70s or early 80s full of regret, saying, "I never thought I would run out of money. But now I'm scared." In the next topic, you'll see another mistake that destroys savings even faster than Social Security dependence. And this one hits people who thought they were investing the right way. One of the most dangerous retirement mistakes is believing that health care will be mostly covered after age 65. Many Americans think Medicare will take care of everything, but the reality is far more expensive. And this misconception quietly destroys retirement savings year after year. Here's the truth. Healthcare becomes one of the largest expenses in retirement, often rivaling housing and food combined. Even with Medicare, retirees still face monthly premiums, deductibles, co-pays, prescription drug costs, and uncovered services like dental, vision, hearing, and long-term care. These costs don't stay the same. They rise with age and medical inflation. Most retirees plan their budgets based on today's expenses, not tomorrow's medical reality. But medical costs typically increase faster than general inflation. While Social Security adjustments may rise slightly, Healthcare expenses tend to rise much faster, creating a growing gap between income and expenses. This is how retirees slowly lose financial control without realizing it. A single unexpected medical event can be devastating. A surgery, a hospital stay, specialized treatment, or a long-term medication can drain tens of thousands of dollars in a short period of time. And perhaps the most dangerous threat of all is long-term care, which is not covered by Medicare. Assisted living, home health care, and memory care can cost from $5,000 to over $10,000 per month, enough to wipe out even solid retirement savings. This mistake becomes even more fatal when retirees are forced to sell investments during market downturns just to pay medical bills. When healthcare expenses collide with market volatility, savings disappear faster than most people can imagine. The retirees who stay financially stable are the ones who treat healthcare as a separate financial category, not just another bill. They plan for medical costs the same way they plan for housing and food, with dedicated reserves, conservative income strategies, and protection against inflation. Failing to plan for healthcare doesn't just reduce comfort in retirement. It destroys savings silently, month after month, until it's too late to recover. One of the most dangerous retirement mistakes is believing that Social Security alone will be enough to survive after 65. Millions of Americans reach retirement with this mindset and only realize the truth when their savings start disappearing month after month. The reality is simple and brutal. Social Security was never designed to fully support a retiree. It was created to be a foundation, not a complete retirement income. Yet many retirees treat it as their main, and sometimes only, source of money. The average Social Security check barely covers the basics: housing, food, utilities, and medical costs. And as inflation rises, that check loses purchasing power every single year. Even with COLA increases, expenses almost always grow faster than benefits. This is where the danger begins. When retirees depend only on Social Security, they are forced to use their savings just to survive. What should have lasted 20 or 30 years suddenly starts shrinking fast. And once that saving account gets low, stress replaces peace. Exactly the opposite of what retirement is supposed to feel like. This mistake becomes even more destructive when retirees delay building investment income. Dividend-paying investments, bonds, income funds, and other conservative strategies are designed to create monthly cash flow. Without this extra income, retirees are exposed to three major risks at the same time: inflation, healthcare costs, and longevity. Living longer should be a blessing, but without investment income, it becomes a financial threat. Every extra year of life increases pressure on savings. And the worst part is that many people don't see this coming early enough to fix it. The retirees who stay financially stable understand one key principle: Social Security pays the bills. Investments protect the future. Without investment income, even a large amount of savings can disappear faster than expected. With the right income strategy, even a moderate portfolio can last far longer, and this connects directly to the next retirement mistake, one that looks harmless on the surface, but silently destroys savings year after year without most retirees even realizing it. Many retirees believe Social Security will be enough to support their lifestyle after they stop working. After years of contributing, they feel this income will naturally cover most of their expenses. But this is one of the most dangerous retirement assumptions anyone can make. The reality is simple and uncomfortable. Social Security was never designed to fully fund retirement. It was created to be a base layer of income, not your primary financial support. Today, the average Social Security check replaces only about 30% to 40% of a worker's pre-retirement income. For most retirees, that is nowhere near enough to cover housing, health care, food, insurance, transportation, and daily living expenses, especially with inflation rising every year. This mistake becomes even more destructive when retirees stop thinking about investments altogether and begin relying only on monthly checks. Without additional income from retirement investments, savings, or a structured retirement portfolio, people slowly lose financial control. Their standards of living shrink, and their ability to respond to unexpected expenses completely disappears. Healthcare is where this mistake becomes truly dangerous. Social Security does not adjust fast enough to keep up with medical inflation. Premiums, prescriptions, out-of-pocket costs, and long-term care expenses rise much faster than Social Security increases. What feels manageable at 65 often becomes unbearable at 75 or 80. Another hidden problem is taxation. Many retirees are shocked to learn that a portion of their Social Security benefits can still be taxed depending on their total income. That means even the money they believed was guaranteed can shrink after taxes. The retirees who stay financially stable are the ones who treat Social Security as a supplement, not a solution. They build additional income streams through retirement investments, dividend-paying assets, conservative portfolios, and structured withdrawal strategies. They understand that real retirement security comes from multiple income sources, not from depending on a single government check. By the time someone realizes Social Security is not enough, it is often too late to rebuild what was never prepared in the first place. This is why relying on Social Security alone is one of the most silent and destructive retirement mistakes Americans continue to make. The last retirement mistake that destroys more savings than most people realize is failing to adjust the plan as retirement gets closer. Many Americans build a strategy in their 40s or 50s and then assume that plan will work forever. But retirement is not static. Your income changes, your health changes, Medicare rules change, inflation changes, and markets change. And when your plan doesn't evolve with reality, your money slowly starts to leak without you noticing. As retirement approaches, risk must be reduced, income must become more predictable, and healthcare costs must move to the center of your financial planning. Yet, many retirees stay overexposed to volatility, depend too heavily on growth assets, and delay building stable income sources. When the first market downturn hits during retirement, they are forced to sell investments at the worst moment, permanently damaging their portfolio. Another part of this final mistake is ignoring rising healthcare costs until they arrive. Without a dedicated healthcare reserve, medical expenses begin to drain retirement income month after month. Premiums rise, medications become long-term, unexpected treatments appear, and suddenly the monthly budget no longer works. The retiree doesn't feel one big collapse. They feel dozens of small financial cuts that slowly bleed the plan dry. Tax planning also becomes critical in this phase. Withdrawals from different accounts can trigger higher Medicare premiums, larger tax bills, and lower net income than expected. Many retirees don't realize these effects until after the damage is done. This final mistake isn't about making one wrong move. It's about failing to protect what you already built. The truth is simple. Retirement savings are not destroyed only by bad investing. They are destroyed by poor planning in the years that matter most. And the final years before and after retirement are exactly when your strategy matters the most. Now, if this video helped you see these retirement mistakes more clearly, do 3 things right now. Subscribe to the channel for weekly retirement planning and financial protection content, like this video, so more retirees can find it. Comment below which of these mistakes worries you the most. Your answer might help someone else avoid it. Your retirement doesn't have to be destroyed by mistakes, but only if you act before it's too late. Many Americans enter retirement believing Social Security will be their main financial foundation. They assume that after decades of work, those monthly checks will be enough to cover their basic needs. But this is one of the most dangerous assumptions retirees can make. Social Security was never designed to fully support a comfortable retirement. It was only designed to be a supplement. And for most retirees, that supplement falls dangerously short. The average Social Security benefit replaces only about 40% of pre-retirement income. And for millions of retirees, that number is even lower. When you compare this with the real cost of housing, food, healthcare, Medicare premiums, prescriptions, utilities, and everyday living expenses, a massive gap appears. That gap must be filled by retirement savings, retirement income from investments, or other financial sources. When it is not, retirees immediately feel financial pressure. The danger becomes even greater when inflation continues rising. Social Security receives cost of living adjustments, but those increases often lag behind real inflation, especially medical inflation and housing costs. This means that even when benefits increase on paper, retirees still lose purchasing power in real life. Over 10 or 20 years of retirement, this slow erosion quietly destroys financial stability. Another major risk is timing. Claiming Social Security early at age 62 permanently reduces your monthly benefit for life. Many retirees do this out of fear, impatience, or financial pressure without understanding how much income they are giving up long term. This decision alone can easily cost someone over $100,000 in lifetime benefits. The harsh reality is this: Social Security can support part of your retirement, but it cannot carry the full weight. When retirees rely on it as their primary income source, they often face difficult choices later: cutting expenses that affect quality of life, delaying medical care, returning to work, or draining retirement investments far too early. True retirement security requires Social Security to be one piece of a larger income strategy, not the strategy itself. Without additional retirement income, retirees become extremely vulnerable to inflation, healthcare costs, and unexpected financial shocks. Taxes do not end when retirement begins. They simply change shape. And for many retirees, poor tax planning becomes one of the most expensive mistakes they ever make. Without a clear strategy for how and when money is withdrawn from retirement accounts, taxes, retirement portfolios, predictable income streams, risk management, and regular financial reviews, they treat retirement as a long financial journey, not a single event. Without a strategy, retirement savings are left exposed to every shock. Market crashes, inflation spikes, medical emergencies, and rising living costs. With a strategy, retirees gain clarity, confidence, and control, even in uncertain times. If this video helped you understand the biggest mistakes that destroy retirement savings, subscribe to the channel for more retirement planning education. Like this video so more retirees can find it. Comment below. Which retirement mistake worries you the most right now? Your retirement future is built on the decisions you make today, not the dreams you hope for tomorrow.